I'm Sheila West, the cross country and track coach at Canyon High School. I coach guys and girls in cross country in the fall, and then mainly girls track in the spring. I just wanted to let you know what to register for and what to expect when you get in the first period cross country class for Plan for My Future. You need to be in the first period cross country and track class. You need to register for that. The only way you wouldn't do that is if you're in another fall sport. So if you're a volleyball player and you wanted to run cross country, we'll need to kind of work out a schedule with the least amount of conflict so you can do both. Practice starts before school even begins. Practice is usually around 7 to 7:30 while we're in season, so during track and cross country season, and then it may be 8 o'clock for off season. Meets are on Saturday mornings. We usually leave bright and early, anywhere between 5 and probably 6:30, but you're usually home by noon. The season and races will officially start before the first day of school, usually probably 2 or 3 weeks prior. So mid-August, you need to be prepared for that. Summer practices will begin sometime in July. I usually wait until after July the 4th, and then those happen 3 days a week. Last summer, we tried to stick to Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and that worked out pretty well for us. Usually 2 practices are at Cypress Bend Park, and then 1 is at the high school so we can lift weights during the summer. Please try to have your physical completed by July, since we do start racing mid-August. You wouldn't be able to run in races until you had that physical turned in. Cross country is a no-cut sport. Almost, I think, every other sport at Canyon makes cuts. Cross country is not a sport that will do that. Things that will limit you will be your attendance, possibly your effort, and then grades. But other than that, as long as you're showing up and doing what's asked of you to the best of your ability, you should be on the bus going to the meets. As far as entry goes, JV should be unlimited, and varsity is limited to 7. There are occasions where I get to run 10 during the season, but it's always 7 in the postseason. Cross country and track, basically that first period class, it's a year-long class. So initially you're signing up as a 2-sport athlete. You aren't guaranteed a track position like you are with cross country. But the cross country season basically goes from August to October, possibly mid-November if we advance to the state meet, and that's pretty much only varsity athletes. Everybody else will be done at the end of October or even mid-October. Off season basically goes from the last cross country meet until we return after Christmas break, and then it kind of turns into track. Everybody will initially get to try out for track, but if you don't make the cut, you basically go into an off-season group. You're still in the first period class. We just kind of split in 2. Half the group will be training for the track season, and then the other half will just continue with off-season. And then when track ends in late March, early April, then we all kind of take a break together, and then we will pick up cross country maybe the last 2 weeks or so before we get out for school, just so you're kind of prepared for what you need to do before July, before you start coming to summer cross country practices. The first period cross country and track class is for anybody who's interested in running cross country, running the 2 mile, 1600, and 800. Often, I think almost every single year I've been here, there's always somebody who either runs the open 400 or runs mile relay. Again, you're not limited. It's not like because you're not in the 7th period track class that you don't have a chance to get that 400 spot. You will have that shot. And if you ever want to try out for long jump, or you want to run cross country but you want to be a 300-meter hurdler in track, you will be able to try out for all of those things. You're not only limited to the 2 mile, and 800. If you want to try one of the sprints or one of the jumps, you're more than welcome to try that. This year, probably for the first time since I've been here, we had athletes from swim, from wrestling, from soccer, and even from volleyball. So it was exciting to see athletes try out more than, I guess, what they're used to, more than what their first choice is. And so it was just great to have them join us. And as far as at the end of cross country, if you're wanting to move to swim, or you're wanting to move to wrestling, or even soccer, a spring or even kind of more a winter sport, Coach Sansom and I, we will definitely take care of that for you. We'll talk to the coaches. If a schedule change is needed, we'll figure out when that needs to happen, how it needs to happen. And if you go try out and it's a cut sport and it doesn't work out, we're always going to want you to come back to us. So cross country is a sport where we want as many athletes as possible. It makes it fun. It makes it a competitive environment. And we just want as many people as possible. I think the biggest team we've ever had was right at 80. We were kind of small this year. I think we barely got to 50. So I'd like to get those numbers back up to at least high 60s, low 70s if we can. But if you have any questions, I'll put my email at the bottom of this and just let me know if I didn't answer any of your questions. So thank you. Bye.